Hello and welcome to another Microsoft Excel tutorial step by step. In this tutorial, what I'm going to show you is how you're going to combine different set of data in worksheets like this. Okay, so in this worksheet or workbook, I have 4 different worksheets containing different data sets. So if you look at this one here, I have this one here for Simbu, this one for Enga, this one for Ella, this one for Jiwaka, and this one for Southern Islands. All of these are provinces. All of these are different provinces in the country, and we have their data in the respective worksheets, but all under one file. So my requirement is I need to, first of all, number one, my need is I need to combine and make a master file. Okay, master file or worksheet, in other words, worksheet. Okay, so there are 5 provinces, but I want to analyze the data as a whole. Okay, I want to put them all in one file or one worksheet, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, and after I put the worksheets, combine the worksheets, then I can create a summary table using pivot table. Okay, so the function that I will be using for this, my first for this one, is going to be the scan function. Scan function, that's what we're going to use because it's a very powerful sorry, not scan, sorry, stack, VSTACK. Okay, VSTACK is the one that we're going to use. That's the function that we're going to use to combine all the 4 worksheets into one master worksheet, and then we're going to create the summary table using pivot table, and that's what I will demonstrate in this video. So here is my data, and first of all, I'm going to create. What I'm going to do is here I'm going to click this this here, and I'm going to this worksheet here. Okay, I'm going to create a new worksheet right here by clicking this plus sign. So I will name this, rename it, and I'm going to name this as my master file. Okay, that's the file that I want to combine this data, this one, this one, this one, and this one, all 5 into this master file. So I'm going to color this as pink, purple, and that will help me to identify this as a master file. So here's the first thing. Before you actually stack them using VSTACK function, what you need to do is you need to convert all of this into table, because we want to recognize this as one data set for each of the provinces. So I go back to Simbu. I'm going to click anywhere in the worksheet. I will go to insert table. Okay, the shortcut for that is Control T. Okay, Control T. So Control T is the shortcut, right? Control plus letter T. that will give you the same as you go to insert, the same thing as you're going to insert table. Okay, so either you go to insert table or you press Ctrl T. Either way, it will create the, it will pop up the create table dialog box. Okay, so here it is, the dialog box. So I say my table as headers. That's true because I have this first column, first row, which is this one, is the table, is the row that contains my headers. So I will accept that or check that out and click OK. So now my table is done for Simbu, but most important thing is you need to name it, because by naming it, it's easier to reference it in the VSTACK function. Okay, so I'm going to name this as Simbu, not Simbu, yeah, Simbu for that. Okay, I'll do the same for this province here. Insert table, and my table is headers, and this is going to be Enga, and I go back to Ella, do the same, insert table, my table as headers, and name the table as Ella. And then I go to Jiwaka, do the same. I'll scroll this up, insert table, and then I'm going to name this as Jiwaka. And finally Southern Islands, I'll do the same, insert table, my table as headers, Southern Islands. Okay, not Southern Islands, yeah, Southern Islands. So now that my tables, my data are in the table, I'm going to do the master file using the VSTACK function. Okay, so that's what we will do. But you can see that when the table are in place, it's very easy to stack them up all in one and get the master file. So I go to my master file. Okay, so the first thing I will do is I'm going to get the label heading first. That's the first thing I need to do. I need to copy the heading first, copy, and I'm going to paste it right at the top. Okay, so I'll paste it, insert the copied cell, so I have my columns label in place, so that when it stack up, it's going to, I know that this is the data set by the label. So it's very important to do that. You copy the row header, column headers, and then you put it there. The other most important thing to remember is that your data set must be the same standard. Okay, so there shouldn't be any extra columns, or data should be formatted and it's a standard. So in this case, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 and 10 column, which are standard data. Okay, so VSTACK is really helpful when you have a data set that is standard or in a template form and it's ready to be analyzed. So that's the important thing. So you have to prepare the data before you compile the master file. So I come back to my master, and the function that we're going to use today, which is very important to remember, is this function. Okay, it's called VSTACK. Okay, VSTACK is the function. What it does is that it will get all this worksheet data and stack them up in one, kind of like stack them all together. Okay, so that's what is called the VSTACK. So I go to my school, and the first thing I'm going to write is the function VSTACK. Okay, so you can see that when I write the VSTACK here, you will see that first of all it's asking for is the array. Array, in other words, is the table. Okay, so table is easier to remember than array. So whenever you see the array in Excel in any function, it refers to the table. So I prefer to think it as in terms of every time I see array, I think of it as asking for the table data set. So table is, so since I've already named my table, I'm going to just go and look for, okay, first is Ella. So Ella is already in. Next tag I'm looking for is Simbu, so I'll type in Simbu. There it is. Then I'll put a comma. Next thing I'm going to look for is Enga, so I can see my table coming up. Then next array that I'm looking for is, I got Ella in, Enga in, Simbu in, and then Jiwaka is another one, so I'll put that in. And then I'll look for the final one, which is the Southern Islands, so I can see my Southern Islands now. So that's how you stack it up. So if you look at this this part here, if you look at this part, you will see that there's array 1, array 2, and we have stacked them up. So we have got Ella, Simbu, Enga, Jiwaka, and Southern Islands. Now these are the table names. You remember we did the table names. We named these worksheets, converted into table, and we name it. So that's why we are pulling them up in the function. So once that is done, that's all we need to do. Okay, so I will just close this and press the enter button. Okay, and you can see that we have stacked all data into one file. So you can see starting from Ella, and then Ella finishes there, and if you can see right down, you will see Simbu there, then you will see Enga there, and then it will go down to Jiwaka, and you can see it's now down to Southern Islands, and Southern Islands is the last. Okay, so this is a very fastest way to create. But one thing you should remember is this is dynamic, meaning that you can see the blue line here. Whenever you update any of this data, whether it's here or here, if you add any data into it, at the bottom this data master file will change. Okay, but I find that the VSTACK function is easy to use, but at the same time I cannot convert this into another table. That this part here, this section here, is not part of this one. The only part that is dynamic here is because of the stack. So this part is dynamic, but this one is not. So the usefulness of the VSTACK is if you are trying to work on an existing data. Okay, so it's just the data analysis that you want to do. This is a very good function to combine all data into one, and then all I can do is I can just select all of it and copy this data. Okay, so I will now copy this data, select all by clicking this select all box here, and then I'm going to copy. So Control C or right mouse click copy is still okay, and then you go to another file and you right mouse click and paste values. So you get the old data as a data set, then that is your complete data. So if you look at it, you have the 2000 and 2480 records for all the 5 provinces now. So that is your data. So what I'm saying is, if you use VSTACK to stack the data together like this one, this is dynamic, and it will not allow you to create another table, insert another table as a table on top of the stack. So it's going to give some errors. So what you need to do is, this function is good if you just combine this data like this as a master file, and every time you want to analyze the data, then you can copy it, select the old table, copy it to a different worksheet like this one, and now I'm going to create table out of this one, and that table is going to be for my analysis. Okay, so I will now do my data analysis. That's what I'm going to do, analyze this data. Okay, so that's the next part. So from this we can now create master file 2, which is the one that I'm going to use the pivot table. So once again, your dynamic data, whatever you do changes to this data sets here, it will be updated in the master list, but the master 2 is just a copy of it, so it's not dynamic. So if you want to do the data analysis, then you have to copy from the master, okay, the original master. This one I'm just doing it just to show that we have the master file in one. And now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually analyze this data using a pivot table. So now I can go to my insert my pivot table. I'll click OK, and then I'm going to insert a new worksheet, and this is where I'm going to get, for example, say sector. I'm going to get the sector, sorry, not sector, school code, sector, province name. So I'm going to get the provinces in, and then I'm going to get the school sector in. So I'm going to get the sector for the school, like elementary or high school or etc. And then I'm going to get the enrollment. Okay, so I'm going to put the values in here, enrollment, and then I'm going to get the count of the schools, how many schools are in each of the sectors, in each of the provinces. And then I'm going to put the enrollment. I'll push the enrollment up, so that's change it, so school goes to the top and enrollment comes to the bottom. Or that looks okay. And now I'm going to get the payment. Okay, so I'll bring the payments down. So at the moment everything is on count, so I'll go back here on the side, and I'm going to get the enrollment value settings, and it's going to be the sum. And now I'm going to get the payment, scroll up, and the payment, I'm going to go to the value settings, and that's going to be the sum. Okay, so now you can see that we have the sectors by education sectors by province, and the number of schools. Okay, so we'll say this is the number of schools, right? And this is total enrollments, and then amount paid by the education department to to each of the schools. So I'll now format this one, make it centered. I'm going to center this one, change it like that, and then I'm going to put this one, change it to currency, and now you can see the number of, so in this case I'm going to put the highest sort by the largest, so you can see the number of enrollments in each of the sectors. So you can see that in so different sectors. So that's how you summarize the data, and this gives you a very concrete kind of data to work with. So that is the use of the VSTACK, which is the VSTACK function. You can use that to combine any data, provided that you have created a table out of it. So table design, you'll see this is called Simbu. So first thing you need to do is you need to convert all the worksheets into tables, and then you create your master file, and the formula that you're going to write is the VSTACK, which is here. You can see VSTACK, Ella, Simbu, Enga, Ziwaka. I've put everything in my and then I copied the column heading just to make sure that the data label is not missed in the master file. You paste it first, then you stack it up, and then you make a copy of this table, and then put it in a different worksheet like master 2, and this is you convert this into a table, and then you can do your analysis using pivot table, just like what I have done. So if I go back here, I go to my pivot table analyze tab, I get the field list back, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the sector, and I'm just going to get the number of schools and the amount paid. So this one looks like a nice table, and I'm going to convert this into number format, convert it to currency or accounting, so it looks like a money format. And you can see that in the first quarter of 2024, the education department has paid a total of 7,825,921 kina to these 5 provinces in the islands region, and the number of students is this number here, 493,143 students, total students, and the total number of schools in the provinces is this, including from elementary up to vocational schools. Okay, so this is how you can analyze the data if you are given a data set like this. And in order to create the master file, please use the VSTACK function. Okay, so I mentioned this again here. The function that I've used here is VSTACK. VSTACK, and that is the function that will help you to stack a lot of data from the different worksheets into one master file. And I hope this video is useful to you, especially if you are in a position where you are analyzing a lot of data and you want to get the master file as quick as you can. Please use the VSTACK function to do it.